Hi, welcome back, or welcome if you're new. Today's video is going to be a gentle core strengthening practice. So when I say gentle, I don't mean we won't be working hard. There will definitely be some challenge in it, but we're just not gonna push for that burn. So whenever you feel like you need to have a little rest, have a little rest. Listen to your own body as always. And of course, if you have any things that might prevent you from doing this practice, or you're just a little bit worried about, please do check with a professional first to make sure this practice is for you. And always practice with due caution. Listen to your body. So when you're ready, come join me on the mat. Great, so we're going to start lying down when you're ready. So bring yourself to a comfortable lying position. We'll have the knees bent, feet on the mat, and just resting the hands on your belly. Let the eyes gently close, and we'll take a moment drawing the awareness in. Check in and notice how you're feeling within yourself. No judgment, no expectation. Just awareness of how you feel in this moment. Let that awareness come to settle on the breath. Breathing through the nose as best as you can. And gently starting to deepen the inhale and lengthen the exhale. So when we're thinking about our core, the first place we want to think about or start is our breathing. I know the traditional idea of the core is having a lovely six-pack, having those visible muscles, but really they're the superficial core. Don't get me wrong, it's still useful to have strong abdominal muscles and obliques, but to have a strong core that will help us in our daily life to balance, to stop us from falling, to help us reach high things off shelves, we need a strong intrinsic core. And that starts with the breathing muscles. So our diaphragm, things like the multifidus going up the spine, we've got our intercostals as well come into play, our psoas, all these muscles that work together to help create that stable, strong center. And when we breathe properly, we create stability in our core. So what is breathing properly? Breathing properly means that on the inhale we expand. We feel our center expand. We can even see our center expand if you want to look at it. And on the exhale, it settles back to that natural state. So when we inhale, the diaphragm moves down, our lungs expand, we create a sort of air pressure. And then as we exhale, we start to relieve that pressure. This works with our pelvic floor muscles, again, big part of our core strength. So just spending time really training that breath so that each inhale, we feel that expansion, and there's no need to force this. We don't need to push the belly out. We don't need to strain to make the belly as big as possible. It should just be a natural expansion and settling. And so throughout this practice, I want you to try and keep that awareness on the expansion and the settling. Sometimes accidentally when we work on the core, we think brace the core and we suck everything in. When we do that, we push the pressure down towards our pelvic floor. Our pelvic floor then doesn't function in the synesthetic way that it's meant to. Synesthetic, that's not the word I want. What's the word I want? It doesn't work in, maybe it's in synergy with our other muscles. So we want to maintain that good, comfortable pressure with the expansion and the settling. So whenever you notice yourself sucking in, holding the belly in, just relax the belly. I know it sounds counterintuitive to lots of the things we've been taught previously, but allow that expansion and the settling. Believe me, in the long run, that will create a stronger core. Great. So then when you're ready, we're just going to warm up the spine a little bit with some bridge pose. So arms resting down by the sides, palms facing down, chin slightly tucked in. Have the feet around hip distance and the heels as close to the body as feels comfortable. And we're just going to roll through our bridge. So our inhale presses through the feet, lift the hips up towards the ceiling. Our exhale rolls all the way back down. You can always add the arms in, so as you inhale, floating the arms up and overhead. And as you exhale, floating the arms back down by the sides. Great. So just keep moving in time with your breathing. Great. We'll just do one more. Lovely. And then bringing the hips back down onto the mat. Great. So we're going to go into our first exercise for the core. So we're going to lift our right foot, lifting the knee, have the knee bent, hands resting down by the sides. We're going to go opposite arm to leg, so left arm with the right leg. As you inhale, so feel that expansion. We're going to take the toes away, tap the toes onto the ground and float the arm up and overhead. As we exhale, that settling of the center, draw everything back in. So inhale, taking away, exhale, drawing back in. Great, so just continue like this. Inhale, let the center expand. As you take the arm and leg away from the center, exhale, bring it back. Great, we'll do one more on this side. Fab, then we'll pop the right foot down, lift the left foot. So right arm, left leg, tap the toes down, float the arm up and overhead. Great, draw everything back in. So you can stretch that foot away as much as you want to. Try and keep a bend in the knee though. So we're just tapping the toes down and then drawing back in. So one of the main functions of our core is this ability for us to take our limbs away from the center and then bring them back in. So this is when we train our core and we train it for functional strength. This is what we want to really be thinking about. We want to be thinking about how easily can we take our limbs away and then bring them back in with our breath flowing properly. Last one. Great, we're gonna pop the left foot down, have a little wriggle if you need to. So this next one we're going to do with both feet lifted. So same movement. If you find that both feet lifted isn't comfortable for you for any reason, then stay with the version we just did, or you can always come up onto the toes so you don't have quite as much connection to the mat. But if it feels okay, we're going to lift the feet, try and have the knees around a 90-degree angle. So you might find, depending on your natural pelvic tilt, that your lower back starts to arch away from the body. If you're like me, with quite an extreme anterior tilt to their pelvis, really try and think about coming towards more neutral. Try and find that place where you can press the lower back towards the ground. And this is where our breathing really comes in as well, when both legs are lifted. So with an inhale, expand. Right leg, left arm. Taking away. Exhale, drawing back in. Inhale, expand. Left arm, left leg, right arm. Bringing back in, exhale. So inhale. Right leg, left arm. Exhale, bring back in. Left leg, right arm. Bring back in. Great, we'll just do one more on either side. Try and keep the movement slow and controlled. This isn't about getting through it as fast as possible, it's maintaining that awareness. Well done. Then give the knees a little hug in, give the spine a bit of a rock. Lovely. Then either rock into one side to come up or rocking yourself straight up to sitting. We're going to spin the feet round and come to tabletop position. So we'll start off with a couple of cat-cows just to get that spine moving again. Again, freeing up the breathing with this. So a nice mobile spine helps our breathing to flow comfortably. So the inhale looks up, send the heart forward. Exhale, rounds belly button towards the spine. This is a great place as well to think about that breathing. So as you inhale and look up, let the belly expand. Let it be soft, heading down towards the mat. As you exhale and round, that's where that gentle drawing in can happen. Fab. Then we'll come to a nice neutral spine. We're just going to ease the weight in some little circles around the wrists. And we'll take the circles in the opposite direction. Great. And then coming back to center. Fab. So this is another exercise, you'll see the theme in this one of taking the limbs away from the body and then bringing them back in to work on our core. So try to think about that neutral pelvis again. So like we just did with our cat-cow, we were going into an anterior tilt. When we looked up, sent the heart forward, our tailbone heads up towards the ceiling. As we exhale, we went into a posterior tilt. We rounded the back and tucked the tailbone under. For this, we want to come into that middle part, that neutral pelvis. It's not always easy to keep this perfect. I am definitely guilty of going into my natural anterior tilt because it just feels more comfortable. But try and keep that awareness there. That's the most we can do, is try and keep our awareness. Try and come back to neutral as often as possible and not get angry with ourselves when it's not always perfect. Same as with life. Lovely stuff. So I'm going to go opposite arm to leg again. Right arm, left leg. You're just going to slide the fingers out in front and the toes out behind. I'm going to have to sneak forward again. Great. So keeping the fingers and toes on the mat, we're just going to draw a little quarter circle out to the side. Bring everything back to center. And then bring the hand in and bring the knee in. Left arm, right leg. Slide the fingers and toes out. Keep them on the ground. Little quarter circle. Back to center, and then draw the hand in, draw the knee in. Right arm, left leg. Exhale out to the side. Inhale back to center. Exhale, hand in, knee in. So inhale. Exhale out to the side. Inhale back to center. Draw everything back in. This time we're going to lift just an inch or so off the ground. So try and maintain that height, particularly pay attention to your leg. It has a habit of wanting to float off in its own direction. Try and keep it towards the ground. We're going to draw that little quarter circle out to the side. Back to center. Pop the hand down, pop the knee down. If you find that it was better staying with fingers and toes on the ground, stick with fingers and toes on the ground. You're still working the core exactly the same. out to the side, back to center. Great, one more like this. Out to the side, back to center. Pop the hand down, pop the knee down. Left arm, right leg. Out to the side, back to center. Great, pop the hand down, pop the knee down. So this time we're gonna lift in line with the body if that feels okay. So lifting the arm and leg in line. Again, we want to try and maintain that height as we go out to the side. Just as best as you can, doesn't have to be perfect. Pop the hand down, pop the knee down. Left arm, right leg. Out to the side. Back to center. Great. Last one. Reaching out. Out to the side. Back to center. Hand down, knee down. Left arm, right leg. Out to the side. Back to center. Well done. Pop the hand down, pop the knee down. Sit back to the heels. Maybe give the wrists a bit of a circle. And then when you're ready, we're going to come up to downward facing dog. So weight forwards towards the hands, tuck the toes, send the hips up and back. Take a moment just settling the body into down dog. Maybe giving the heels a bit of a walk. Shake the head, nod the head. Then we'll lift the gaze towards the top of the mat. Step or walk the feet forward. Coming to Uttanasana, our standing forward fold. Hands either on the mat or on the legs. Great. Then nice bend in the knees. We'll take the arms out and up as we come all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands down to prayer in front of the heart. Lovely. So our last one, we're going to do again a similar movement. Our limbs will be going away from the body and then back to it. We're just going to do that with our legs, but we've got the added thing of we're going to be trying to balance on one leg. I'll turn around to face you. So standing in Tadasana, our feet around hip distance apart, hands can come onto the hips, they can be in prayer. If you feel wobbly, find yourself a bit of wall and rest the hand on the wall. We'll start off with our weight going to the left foot. I'm going to take my hands onto the hips. Little bend into that left knee. And we're just going to slide the right toes out in front. So again, notice the core. Notice if, as you've done that, have you sucked the belly in? Are you holding tight? Try and keep the breathing steady. So I'm not going to ask you to breathe in or out at any specific points. Just keep the breathing steady and try and maintain that breath, expanding and settling. So if toes are out in front, we're going to go out to the side. Abduction. So abduct, take away. I like to think of it as aliens taking you away from your home, which is your core. And then adduction, bringing it back into the body. Great. We'll go on to the other side. So weight into the right foot, slide the left toes out in front. Great, so find the breath, find that balance. We're going out to the side, back to center, and then draw the foot in. Lovely, so we're going to complicate things a little bit. We're going to go out in front, so right foot, weight into the left foot. We're going to go out to the side. We're going to keep that going, taking it all the way around behind, maybe even a little bit further, taking the foot round. We're going to draw that circle all the way back round, back to the front, and then crossing it over the body. Well done. Back to center, and then bring that foot in. Weight into the right foot. Slide the left foot out in front. Little circle out to the side. Keep trying to lengthen up through the upper body. Try not to collapse into this movement. Keep that movement going round behind, trying to keep the hips relatively level. Maybe even taking it round behind. Back to center. And then crossing over that center line. Well done. Back to bring that foot in. Lovely. So stay with the toes on the ground if that works better for you. Again, keep with the wall, keep with a chair, however feels good for you. Fab. And then we're going to, if we can, lift the foot. So weight into the left foot, right toes going out in front, and lifting the right foot off the ground. Again, it doesn't need to go high. This is not a height experiment. It's not how impressively high can you lift your leg. We just want to add that element of balancing into it. So even with the toes down, you're balancing. This is just increasing that challenge of the balance. So toes out in front, try and maintain that height as we go out to the side. All the way around and behind. Great, all the way back. Crossing it over in front. Great, back to center. And bring that foot in. So weight into the right foot, left toes out in front. Again, have the foot slightly lifted. Doesn't need to be high. Maintain that height out to the side. All the way around. Even behind, have a little bend in the knee. Of the supporting leg, I should say. All the way back round. And then crossing it over. Well done. Pop it back. We'll do that once more. So nice bend into the left knee. Can't get my rights and lefts right today. Into the left knee. Float the right foot up. Maintain that height. How's our breathing doing? Are we starting to feel a little bit short of breath? Maybe we're starting to send the breath up towards the chest. Try and send that breath back to the center. Let the belly expand. And then settle. Fab, last one. Fantastic. Give yourself a good shake. Lovely. And then we're just going to come down to kneeling on our mat. If kneeling's not comfortable, you can sit instead, or you can use a bolster. Hands resting on the legs. We'll just finish with some more spinal flexes. Always a good idea after doing some core work. So our inhale, lift the chin, lift the chest. Exhale, round the back. Inhale, lift the chin, lift the chest. Exhale, rounding. Great, one more like this. Lovely. Then we'll come back to center. We're going to place the hands on the belly again. Breathe into the palms. Exhale and settle. Let the eyes gently close if they're still open. Draw the awareness back in. Tune into that center of the body. Great, this next one we're going to inhale, expand. And then we'll sigh the breath out. And again, inhaling, expanding. And sigh the breath out. And once more. Wonderful. Gently opening the eyes. Maybe give the shoulders a little roll back. Fantastic. Well, I hope you enjoyed this practice. Let me know how you got on. Please do subscribe to the channel, leave me a little like, leave me a little comment. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you here again soon. Om Shanti.